In this video, we're going to be talking about operators. So, what are operators in programming? Operators in programming is a symbol that usually represents an action or a process. These symbols were adapted from mathematics and logic. An operator is capable of manipulating a certain value or operand. These are just definitions. I'll give you a better understanding of these things. So, for us to understand operators better, we are going to dive into our terms now. Like you know me, let me open my termux. Okay, now my termux is open. You can clear screen so that yours can be like this. Now, what's the next thing? The next thing to do now is to create. We have to create a file where we're going to be working on. So, if you follow my previous video, you use vim operators.py. You know the reason we add .py because the Python script. Then you hit enter. Voila. To start typing, you have to first of all hit I first. Press I. Okay, yeah, we've switched to insert mode, so we can now start typing. Now there are different type of operators. Okay, we have the arithmetic operators, we have the assignment operators, we have the comparison operator, we have the logical operator, we have the bitwise operator, we have the membership operator, we have the identity operator, we have the ternary operator. There are plenty, right? But we will not be using all of them. This is my course. This course is an essential one, so I'll be referring to the common one or the essential one that you'll be using regularly or all the time. Okay, so we'll focus on just a few ones. Arithmetic operator, the assignment operator, comparison operator, and logical operator. The rest are very easy, and if you have time you can go read them up. Very easy. So let's start with arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator just mathematics operator, and let's be like that, mathematics operator, like the addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, exponential. Those are arithmetic operators. Okay, so if you declare a variable now and you call it 10, and you want to do declare another variable and you call it 3, and you want to do 10 plus 3, that's arithmetic operator. Okay, that plus in between them is arithmetic operator. If you do 10 minus 3, the minus in between them is arithmetic operator. It's subtracting, is arithmetic. Alright, just like it sounds. And if you do 10 times 3, that's multiplication, arithmetic. You get. So let's code it. Yeah, let's call the variable x. Let's initialize it to 5. Then let's call another variable y, and let's initialize it to, let's say, 8. Okay. Now, for us to perform an action on these two values, we cannot touch, because this is a variable declaration initialization. We don't need to go talk to. We just access the variable with their variable name. Okay, now to access the variable, let's create another variable called z is equal to x. This is the operator plus y. Alright, this operator, we add the value in x to the value in y, which is 5 plus 8. Simple. Now let's print z. Let's print bracket open z and bracket close. Or we can do the sum. Like if you see my previous video, we do something like this. Let's just do sum is space bracket close comma, sorry, quote close comma, right, which is z, then bracket close. Now let's save it with, click on this escape colon wq. Now let's, to run it, we type in python space operators .py. Right, operator, I'm checking my spelling. Now the sum is 13. So that's the addition. Now let's go back to our code again. So to some value, you use the addition, the arithmetic operator called the addition, to add them, to add the values together. Now if to subtract the values, you can use the, okay, to start typing, you hit on I first, then let's change this to minus. This will give us the value. This will be minus 3, I guess, or minus 1. 5, 8, minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. But if this were to be bigger, if the x is 8 and y is 5, then we get plus 3, which is just 3. Now, you know what? Let's just code everything. Let's code everything. So this is x plus y. Z is x plus y. Let's code it. Z is x plus y. Let's go down. Now let's say mu is equal to. Let me change the value of this to 9. Alright. M is equal to x minus y. Or let me use smaller values. Let me say 5 and 2. Okay. And let's say minus, let's say t for times. Alright. T is equal to x star. This asterisk represents times. Alright. Sorry. This asterisk represents times. So if you want to do multiplication in Python, you use this asterisk. It represents times. So if you don't program before, you have little knowledge on programming, it's the asterisk is times multiplication. Alright. So let's do division. Sorry about that. Let's do division. D is equal to x. Let's divide. This is a sign. Sorry. This is divide. Right? X divided by y is forward slash. It's not this one. Don't use this. Where is the other one? Don't use this one. It's not this one. This is not division. Alright? It's this one. Forward slash. Can you see it? You see it is leaning forward. It's leaning to your right. It's not leaning to the left. It's leaning to your right. So it's forward slash. Right? Divide by y. Because these are the mistakes like you can make as a beginner in programming. You're just mistaking different things. Then let's do mode. Let me use that mo is equal to x percentage y. Okay, to explain this better, this modulus is called modulus, right? To explain it better, let's say you are dividing value and you want to return the remainder. That's what modulus does. It returns the remainder of any value that you're dividing. Let's say you say like this one, 5 divided by 2. It's supposed to be like, okay, 2 divided by 1, that's 2.5, yeah? That's 2 remainder 1. If I'm not wrong. So 2 remainder 1. So modulus will not bring out 2. Modulus will bring out the remainder, which is 1. So if you divide 5 by 2, modulus will give you 1. Yeah, that's the remainder. Divide the first time 5 into 2, it's remaining 1 and 4. 4 is remaining 1. So modulus will be the remainder of everything divided. Okay, it returns the remainder. If there's no remainder, it returns 0. So you can use this value to know to do some calculation, knowing even number, odd number. If you're into mathematics, you don't need to know mathematics. I'm just letting you know, because most of you think you need to be a mathematician before you can be a good programmer. You don't. I have a doctor who is a programmer. He's not a mathematician. Okay. Now, what about exponential? That's raised to power. Okay. We can say this. We are doing arithmetic. Don't forget. X is equal to, let's call this x is exponential is equal to, let's say, x raised to power 2. That's 5 raised to power 2. 5 raised to power 2 is 25. Alright? Now, what else? Okay, those are the major arithmetic operators. In the other example, in next example, I'm going to display the assignment operator. So now let's display all the value. Print the sum is, okay, you see to print I'll use sub here, sorry. Sub for subtraction, the sub is colon, comma, please that's not full stop, that's a comma, m, bracket close, print, bracket open, I'll use the mod for multiplication. You know what it is now. You know what it is for t, or should I use times? Bracket open, print, bracket open, double quote, division. I'll use div. All right, div is double quote comma space t. Okay, close. I'll use REM here. So if you know, you know. Remainder, sorry, modulus is the remainder of a value. Remainder, double quote comma space mo. Right? I have a friend called mo. Print. Bracket open, single quote ex, which means exponential. Is okay. We use exp. Let me use the word exp. Exp, the exponential is double quote or comma, then you can put ex or space ex, bracket close. Now we display all our arithmetic operators. To save, escape, column WQ, hit enter. Then we can go back here and type Python operators.py, and this is it. All right. The remainder is 1. I told you remainder is 1. Division, 2 divided by 5 is 2.5. Multiplication, 2 times 5, 10. Subtraction, 5 minus 2, 3. Sum, 5 plus 2, 7. Exponential, 5 raised to power 2, 25. 5 times 5, 25. Alright? So we see how arithmetic operator works. So let's go into type I to insert. Now that's arithmetic operator. Now let's go to assignment operator. Alright? Assignment operator works in a different way. Okay. Assignment operator is an operator that is used to put value. Sorry, I'm putting this value. We're going to write a fresh one for assignment operator. Is used to assign value to a variable. For example, you see this x is equals to 5 and s is equals to 2. We are assigning value to x. That's the work of an assignment operator, putting value in x. But it can change it, use some programming terms to modify it. Okay, now we can see x is equal to, or x plus, let me give you space so you see it, x plus equal to y. What this means is that the value of x, which is 5, add it to y and put it inside x. Okay, it means the value of x, which is 5, add 2 to it but store inside x. What this means is that x is no longer 5. X is now 5 plus 2, which is 7. Let me put a comment here for you to understand. Add x to y and store in x. Understand? That's plus equal to y. Add x to y but store it inside x. So if you do the same thing, you say x minus equal to y. We are saying subtract y from x but store it in x. You get? Subtract y from x but store it in x. You can see this thing for the remaining operators. put times here, but just know that we are storing them in x. That's why s comes first. Okay, is equal to y. We're saying multiply x and y together, but store it in x. Assign the value to x. So when you do this value now and you want to print out x, yeah, you print out the last value of x, which is x times y, which is 10, storing in x. So if you print out x now, x will be 10, because this is a procedural programming. Like when I mean procedural programming, it executes from, like, it compiles from top to bottom. So it's the last value that it compiled that is going to display. Okay, so I'm going to show you the remaining part of assignment operator. You can also use division. You can also use modulus, the value, the remainder of x divided by y stored in x, just like that. You can also use raised to power. You can also use it just like that. Okay. So these are called assignment operators. Okay. Let's move down to the next one. It's called comparison operator. Comparison operator works in a very easy manner. It's used to compare two values. That's just what it does. To compare two values, you just compare values. Okay, we say x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. If we want to check now if s is equal to 5, if x and y is the same, we will say, is x equal to y? This is comparing x and y. If this is true, if x is equal to y, it will return true. If it's not, it will return false, which means x is not equal to y. So this compares value. Okay, so let me show you how you use comparison operator. We'll say if, let me open bracket, s is equal to, I'm just giving you an example of how to use it, is equal to y. Okay, we've not gotten here. This part is called making decision or whatever. But I just want to give you an example how it is. If x is equal to y, print same value, same value, elif, or let me say else print not same. Okay, now let's save and execute so you understand. So we are comparing the value. Is s equal to y? If x is equal to y, print same value. S, print not the same. You understand? That's what comparison operator does. Let's execute this one so you can understand it better. Escape column wq. Now let's run our code. You see, not the same. X is not equal to y. Okay, now let's go back to our code. So we are asking now, if s is equal to y, print same value. S, print not the same. So x is not equal to y. X is 5 and y is 2. They are not the same. So it prints not the same. Now that's how comparison operator works. We can also have another comparison operator. Let me hit on I, switch to insert mode before I start typing. You can also say check if x is, this is not equal to, this is not equal to. So I want you to know the comparison value, not equal to y. So this exclamation mark and equal to means not equal to. You can write it, jot these things down, jot down all the operators. It will help you. Play the video again, understand operators. It will help your programming career. All right. So you say if x is not equal to y, print. Now you also print not the same here because they are not equal to, not the same. But here you put, or the button is supposed to print the same. All right. If s is not equal to y, now there's another operator called greater than. Greater than operator is like this. You know greater than now. If you've done maths before, sorry, I just passed it. You know greater than operator. This is greater than. If x is greater than y, of course x is greater than y, x is 5, y is 2. We can say x is greater value. X is greater value. X is the greater value. Alright. So if you can say y is greater value. So the value, this greater than symbol in between them, is indicating that is x greater than y? If yes, print x is greater value. Else, as if it's not, if x is not greater than y, that's mean of x, print not the same value. Okay. Now this is for operators. This is for greater than. Then we also have less than. You also have less than. Less than. Okay. We also have less than, which is if s is less than, you know what it means, yeah. Then we also have greater than or equal to. This is that greater than or equal to is you type the greater than first. You type the greater than first, then you put equal to at the beginning, at the end rather. So greater than or equal to. Alright. Then we also have less than or equal to. So we have less than or equal to. These things are used. These are just easy. So these are those ones I just showed you now are comparison operators. Alright. Then we have the one called logical operators. Now let me clean everything. Logical operators just works on true or false value, yeah? Like getting the true or false value. So we can say x is equals to true. Remember we type true with capital letter T. And y is equal to false. Alright. Now logical operators works on this logic, works on logical things, true or false values. Okay. When you use and, if x and y, which means if x is true and y is true, do this. If x or y, if x is true or y is true, which means either of them can be true, do this. Okay. Okay, let me give you an example. I should just change the variable name instead. If x and y print here's my single quote, both true, close, else. Print bold. Okay, print false. Just print false. FALSE. Okay, now what does this mean? Let me explain. X is true and Y is true. If you've done logic before, maybe 100 level, if you did logic in 100 level, and means both of them has to be true for it to print both are true. That's what and means. And if both of them are, if one is true and one is false, it's going to print false. Okay. If one is if x is true and y is false, it's going to print false. If y is true and x is false, it's still going to print false. But if x is true and y is true, you're going to print both true. Okay. Now, if you go back to or, there's one called another logical operator called or. If you go to this one, or, it means either of them can be true. It will print true. Either of them can be true. it will print true. Now, note that this doesn't only work for, it doesn't only work on the X and Y. This can also be an operation. X can be an execution and Y can be something else. Checking if something is true. You can use put back and say is 5 greater than 3. If 5 is greater than 3, or you understand? If 5 is greater than 3 or 5 is less than, okay, let's use number. If age, let's say you got age for someone, if the age is greater than 10 and it's less, or and you put the and there and it's less than 18, print teenager. Let's do that. That's so you understand the use of this and or. Let's get a variable called age. Age is equal to 6 or 14. Okay, now let's see if age is greater than 8 or 10, yeah, and it got to be and, because the person needs to be greater than 10 and it needs to be less than, and age is less than teenager less than 18. Okay, so you can understand the use of and now. If age is greater than 10, means the person is not a child, and is a child though, and is less than 18, which person is not an adult. Print teenager. Now let's print teenager. You get? There is no S in this one. Let's leave it here. Print teenager. Alright? So you see the use of and here. Now I want to focus on the and operator. So this one has to be true. The person age has to be greater than 10. Is 14 greater than 10? True. 14 is greater than 10, so it's returned true. And is 14 less than 18? True. So 14 is greater than 10. So we have true and true. So true and true will print this value. So it is true. True and true. And make both of them true. Print the value. So it will print out teenager. So let's test this code. Escape column WQ. Now let's go and execute our code. Teenager. You get it? Now let's go back to the code. No time. What operators do we have? We have and, we have or, we have not. We have not. Not operator can be used as the word not. The way you have uses the word as and you use this one as or. You can also use the word not. Okay, you have to type I first before you can switch to insert mode, before you can clean anything or do anything. Excuse me. So you can use not as this value not. I can't think of any example to use not for, but you can use it like that. Yeah. Then you also have the bitwise operator. The bitwise operator is used to work in binary. Okay, used to work in bit, so I'm not going to touch that one. All right. So we'll use this instead of bitwise operator, we're going to use I'm going to explain ternary operator. Ternary operator is a threefold operator. Okay. Instead of you typing that if s, you can use the ternary operator. Is one line. All right. You just put in one line. Let's say age. I like using word example for better understanding. Age is equal to 20, for example. All right. Now we're saying, how do we know if this person is an adult or a minor? Let's type message. Message is equal to, this ternary operator works, so just watch. Message is equal to adult. We say put adult as the message. Put adult as the message. If age, this ternary operator, if age is greater than or equal to 18. Remember the greater than or equal to sign I talked about. If you are following from the beginning. If age is greater than or equal to 18, All right. S S say is minor. Say the person is minor. So you get this is a ternary operator. This is what you can do. You can do in like 4 lines. You just did it in 1 line. Message, store adult inside message if age is greater than 18 or greater than or equal to 18. Else store minor inside message. Now let's print out the message. So we get print message. Sorry, print message. Okay. Now you know the deal. Escape column WQ. Now let's run this. Remember the age is 20, right? Don't forget. The person is an adult. So the person is 18. Oh, now let's use the age now. Let's go back and use the age. So we'll see if this code is actually up. Type I to clean. Now let's put 10 here. Escape column WQ. Now let's go. It's minor. So it works in both ways. That's what ternary operator does. Ternary operator helps you, like it's 3. You have 3 operation here. Insert value, check, and insert. Ternary 3. Okay, so that is it for operators. We're moving on to the next topic for you. If you don't understand the operators, take your time, play the video again. Make sure you perform everything. Type in everything I did. Make sure yours is working fine. If it's not working fine, check your error. Pause the video, play it again. Pause the video, do your coding. Pause the video, do your coding, and make sure you get it right. And once you get operator right, if you've gotten like let's say 30% or 40% of programming. Once you understand operators very well, just know that you almost understood half of programming. Okay, so let's move on to the next video. Thank you.